All right, guys, let's dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday. Always here to help you provide you with tips to help grow your online community. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. It's really great to be with everyone here today. I do see a lot of new names joining us, so welcome. I'm Jason there on the left, and we are lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist here, and so much more at Brilliant Directories. David, thanks for taking the time to help us and join us on this webinar.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another Webinar Wednesday. As Jason mentioned, Cory Barnes is joining us for this webinar with a very great presentation coming up that should be very helpful to a lot of you and provide you with a lot of actionable steps. So very much looking forward to that one.
Awesome. And we do have a new slide here. We are streaming on YouTube right now, which is great news. It means the webinar replay will be immediately available after the webinar. So if we skip over something a little too quickly, you can go to our YouTube channel and watch the replay. You can go there right now and head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/YouTube and click on the subscribe button that will be right in front of you. And that way you can stay up to date with all our BD videos. And also, in addition to that, in between Webinar Wednesdays, the Facebook group is a great place to ask questions, receive feedback on your website, strategize with other fellow membership website owners. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. I myself am in there, and there are lots of great discussions and conversations happening in there. So I do recommend taking a moment to head on over there right now. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. And those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. Just a little bit about Webinar Wednesdays with Brilliant Directories. It's really a great way for us to present and showcase some of the newer features that are built into the platform, specifically the features that can help you grow your online community a bit quicker. We'll cover topics such as how to increase traffic, which is part of the tip of the week that Cory Barnes will cover for us today, converting visitors to members, improving your website's navigation. So if you have questions about any of these topics or anything about your membership website, we'll try to reserve some time towards the end of the webinar to take as many questions as possible, but please save them. And yeah, we'll look forward to helping you out in just a little bit. All right, now for the fun stuff. We have a small handful, but really high value lab updates to share with you today. This one was a suggestion from a previous Webinar Wednesday, the ability to display alternate field label text in the form manager. It's better if I show you what this means rather than try to explain it. So let me head on over to the admin area and I'll show you what kind of power this new setting has for you. So first, let me log in as a member, and we'll use this as a demonstration. And if you're customizing your forms and adding your own fields for data you want to collect from your members or people filling out forms around your site, this will definitely come into play for you. So let me log in as this sample member here. Okay, great. And let me head on over. We edited the basic information form here. And all this text can be edited here. And what a field label is exactly this. It's the text outside of the input box. So by default, you would just have one field label. And in this case, if you had enter company name here, then on the profile page, just like phone number and your position, it would say exactly what it says here. However, what's on the public profile isn't necessarily what you want to ask for in the members dashboard. Behind the members dashboard, you want to say something like my company name is. So if we scroll down here to this example, we can see here the alternate field label. It says my company name is, as opposed to enter company name. So it doesn't have, so you can ask a question on the input view, it's called, so in the member dashboard, and then display something different, a different label on the public profile. So let me show you where you guys can play around with this and edit this. If you go to the toolbox and the form manager, and this works with any form, we've edited the member listing contact details form. And I'll search for what I put here as a custom enter company name. Just use this filter here. Great, so this is the company name field. So before we would just have one field label, and this would be on the input view, the public display view on the profile. If this was included in an email, if the value was included in an email sent to the member or a subscriber, it would just show this one field label. If we toggle open this cog here, we have different display settings. And we can see now, depending on the views that we've enabled, so input view is if you want people to enter a value for this field. So you can see I've entered enter company name. I could say, what is your favorite color? I can start asking questions now, which is a bit more effective if you're trying to extract information from your members. And then on display view, the public display view, you can present it in a friendly manner to the member. So in this case, it would say, my company name is. So that's basically what you can do here. There are some other views here. For example, when leads get sent out to members, and then if you're going to include some of these fields when you're sending emails, those come into play as well. So play around with that. This will come in more handy for people that have custom fields in their forms, but I'm sure everyone will eventually get around to doing that. All right, this is another one that was a recommendation from a previous webinar. In the admin area, you can now identify members who have credits. Last month, we recently released the member credits system add-on. So if you have this add-on, you can now provide your members and give them credits that could be used and spent around your website. Now you can search for members who currently have a credit balance on your site, and you can even create a smart list from that. Let me show you where you can do that. Under search members, what you can do is under the transaction types search filter, so this is the type of invoices members have, there is an option here now. You can search for members who have a positive amount of credits available, and I'll do a quick search here. This is just a demo site we have, so we should have a few members here. Here we go. So we have 3 members that have a credit balance. And what's really cool, you can also sort and filter by most credits or least credits. So we can see here now we sorted by least credits, so 50, 75, and 100 credits. And as always, anytime you do a search on this page, search members, you can either export this specific list, or even better, you can create a smart list. And we can just say members who have credits, and we can save that as a smart list. And as a smart list, now we could send an email newsletter to this group of segmented members. Very cool. And it is a dynamic list, so if one of these members has a 0 balance for credits, they don't have any credits, they'll automatically be removed from the smart list. Also in the same kind of channel as the search members, now you can identify members with complete or incomplete profiles. So we presented this in the previous webinar where you can now customize what fields are necessary for a member's profile to show up in the search results. You can watch the replay in the previous webinar, but now you can, in the same search members page, identify which members have complete or incomplete profiles. And let me show you where that is. I'll just reset this form to start from fresh here. And you can do any combination of searches, so you can kind of string these together. But here you'll have profile status, and you can search for complete or incomplete. So let's see who's incomplete on our site. And again, also a recommendation from the attendees in the previous webinar. So we have 11 members who do not meet the criteria of having the fields required to be considered a complete profile. Maybe they're missing a profile photo or logo image. Maybe they haven't selected a top level category. Whatever we selected as required for the profile, these are members who have incomplete profiles. So again, what's really cool here is we can go to list actions and we can create a smart list. I've already done this. I'll show you where it is. And you can create a dynamic smart list of members who have incomplete profiles. And then of course, with this, you can email them a newsletter saying, hey, make sure you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things completed on your profile to start showing up in the search results. And maybe you want to send that once a month to the people who are in that smart list. So let's look at that smart list I've created here. So this shows 11 member results with incomplete profiles. And if we scroll down here, here are the smart lists I've created. Here are the members who have credits. There's 3, incomplete profiles, 11. And then I also made a list of members who have complete profiles 46. So here's something really cool. If you wanted to make a list of complete profiles and members who joined, let's say in February, the month before, maybe you want to send a special email to these types of members. This is a demo site. I don't know if we have any members who joined in February, but there are 11 members who have complete profiles and joined within the month of February. So you might want to do this monthly and send a welcome email saying, hey, congratulations, you've completed your profile successfully. You've been with us for about a month, and then tell them what they can do more on your website. So it's a really good way to keep the pulse going with your members just on a monthly basis based on this criteria. And also related to complete and incomplete profiles, it was a request to be able to identify if members have selected and ticked off some subcategories. And now you can do that. You would use the service tag to require subcategories to qualify as a complete profile. Let me just show you where you can set the different fields that need to be filled out in order to have complete profiles or incomplete. The quickest way to get there is in your general settings. And by the way, this field will only show if in your general settings, search settings, you have require complete profiles set to yes or no. If it's set to no, that filter will not show on the search members page. So here we have require complete profiles, yes, and we can view the settings, the fields that we are requiring. It takes us directly to the advanced setting. And here we just want to set a comma-separated list of the field names that are required to be considered a complete profile. The easiest way to get this is from the import template when you're importing members, or if you know in the form manager. So now if you add service, this will require some subcategories to be ticked off as well if the members want to be considered as complete profiles. So you can do that there. Some items coming soon and down the line. We've been mentioning this one. We found a few security holes that we're patching up with the ability to have file upload fields for your forms. So maybe you want members to upload images, PDFs, resumes, things like that. That is coming down the line soon. This is a fun one. The ability for the Google map, currently it starts in the center of the world. It kind of looks like it's in Africa when members are entering their location. You'll be able to set the default pin marker when entering an address. With this update, it will first automatically set the primary country of the website as the center of the pin marker. And if you want to get even more granular, there will be an advanced setting to override that so that the map marker starts at a specific longitude and latitude. So if you're just focusing on a specific city or region or county, you can have the map marker start there when people are entering their addresses with the Google map. Let me show you a visual of what that we're referring to here. So right now, when people are entering their address, it kind of just shows a world map like this, but the pin will start wherever you've chosen to centralize it. So that'll create a better focused experience for websites that are more region specific. This is also a good one. On the homepage, we know we have streaming sections. You can stream recent members, your blog articles, events on the homepage. However, sometimes on mobile devices, we want a shorter website, a smaller website to give a better experience to users. So you'll be able to choose specific sections of your homepage that you'd like to hide on mobile devices. This will have a double benefits. One, it'll provide a better mobile experience on your homepage by kind of creating a shortened version of your homepage for those mobile visitors, as well as the mobile speeds. Less items will be loading on the homepage when you hide them with these settings. So it should make the homepage a bit speedier, and also Google and other speed score tools should like that very much. And then also with speed and stability, tons of updates are coming down the line. The BD dev team is working very, very hard. Lots of improvements for the overall user experience, functionality, and a lot more. I can't say enough how much your suggestions and feedback, support tickets help us improve the software. So it's really you guys that we have to thank for all the improvements that are coming to the platform. Great updates. Thank you guys for the feedback. And with that, we do have a special guest today, Cory Barnes. I'll go ahead and unmute your mic, Cory Barnes. And Cory's been with BD for, I think, several years now, and he does an amazing job with his Facebook groups and leveraging them to also drive traffic to his BD websites. He also has a Facebook Accelerator program. So what we can do is pass it over to you. Welcome, Cory.
Hey guys, hope you're having a great evening. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you. I think this is Cory's third guest appearance on Webinar Wednesdays. I think when you get five, you get a special jacket and blazer. Uh,
I'm
um,
waiting on that. I'm waiting on the hoodie, by the way. I can't wait to get mine. I'm
that's
excited.
right. All right. But I'll pass it over to you, Cory. I might chime in here and there, but I'll pass over the tip of the week to you. 5+ ways to turbocharge your BD signups utilizing Facebook groups.
That's right, guys. And thanks again for having me today, Jason and David. Hope you guys are doing well. So a little bit about me. My name is Cory Barnes. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee, here in the beautiful southern states of the United States. And today, talk a little bit about some tips that I've had that have worked very well for me. But just a quick kind of a snapshot of who I am. You're right. I've been with Brilliant Directories, or have purchased the technology 2 years ago, the great sites, and we've done extremely well. I've had the privilege of serving our two local markets. So my company name is called #Connect. And we launched our very first Facebook group called Chattanooga Small Business Networking back in May of 2018. And through some giveaways and some good old-fashioned networking, we're able to really grow the community and really get it moving. And I'm proud to say we've got close to 31,000 members in the local Chattanooga area, which is I think it's a fifth of the overall population that's in the local area. So really privileged to be able to run and administer this groups, along with running networking events for this community as well. And then this past January, we launched our Huntsville, Alabama Facebook group called Huntsville Small Business Networking. And I'm proud to say we have about 5,600 members there in that community. And we have a separate, of course, Brilliant Directory environment there in that city. And collectively between both markets, I think we've got 2,600 business listings between the two directories. And we're actually scaling into 3 other markets right now as well with this system.
That's fantastic. So you found a formula not only with the marketing skills and talents that you have, but specifically how to utilize and leverage Facebook to create a synergy between your BD websites and the Facebook groups.
Exactly. They work in tandem with one another, and they really can't operate without the other. And yeah, I mean, the group community is wonderful on its own 2 feet, but the Brilliant Directory software really meshes in nicely, so it gives people an opportunity to get that free listing or to upgrade and take part in on the back end on the website as well. So people love it. And this shot here is of our Chattanooga Facebook group. Again, it's called CSBN. That's the nickname. And we had a professional banner designed with the logo. We had all that done online. You can hire local professionals online to do that for you, or locally graphic designers, or do it yourself through apps such as Canva. And we trademarked the name and everything, and we coined the Chattanooga's place for getting things done. So we had the banner created, and this is our Huntsville location with 5,600 Facebook group members. Same kind of format as you can see, and we're kind of taking this format into different markets with that same kind of unity. This is our Brilliant Directory website. Again, we launched about 2 years ago and purchased the software. At the time, we were really trying to find a wonderful platform to host our group members in a structured way. We were not having much success with some of the other providers out there. And when we stumbled upon Brilliant Directories, it was just, I mean, it was a home run. I mean, it's been wonderful working with Jason and his team. They have a wonderful product, and I literally could not run my business without this system. And it really is brilliant. So this past fall, I worked with a local, or not local, but a professional I found through the Brilliant Directory support group, private group, and we were able to work together to get the kind of that Angie's List style, where they can create the free listing or search for vendors. And we've had a lot of compliments, and we really love the look of it.
Yeah, looks really great. I do have some questions for you, Cory, at the end of your presentation, kind of about the journey and the timeline of when you started reinvesting in your projects and stuff. But I'll save those for the end of the tip of the week, if that's okay.
So switching gears, today we'll be talking about 5+ tips to help you. I have provided some free training inside of the Brilliant Directory private group that you can search for. Jason might be able to make that available as well. But I teach you the steps to kind of get that initial Facebook group built. And whether you work with dog trainers, or your niche is yoga, whatever that may be, a community or an online community like this, a Facebook group community, will serve you regardless of what industry you're in. So don't think that, hey, and I don't do the networking stuff, or I don't, do the Angie's List stuff. It's not for me. Well, that's just not true. There's a tremendous opportunity for you to create your own private group, and there are some free training videos. So tip number one is the first thing I highly recommend doing when you're creating your own private Facebook group is to have a professional banner created. Think of your banner as your local billboard or your signage. It just happens to be virtual. So people need to see that you're a professional business, that you've taken the time to invest into your business, that you're very different. If you were to search for any Facebook group out there right now, for the most part, they don't look all that great. And read an article a while back that said that there's over 40 million Facebook groups out there, and most of them just look bad. Okay. And I think it's important to differentiate yourself from your competitors in the market by having a beautiful banner, and then introducing some call to action, such as asking for the vendor recommendations, or joining the free directory, creating a free listing today, and then having a separate section with your website or your Brilliant Directory URL there that they can kind of see periodically and know to kind of go join.
Yeah, I think you bring up a really, really good point here, and it speaks to the idea of credibility and people who are checking you out for the first time. Having high quality banners and images, especially if you're the new kid on the block, can kind of create instant trust and credibility with people who are checking you out and trying to take you for a test drive, perhaps. So I like that suggestion a lot there, as well as in this case, you've added the calls to action of what the website is for and how you can participate. So this is very good.
I appreciate that. Thank you. So tip number two is, once your Facebook group gets established and you're inviting your friends and your family members and your colleagues and contacts, maybe you're part of a local networking organization in your city that you're friends with, invite those people into the group. Once you get a base following of, say, 50 to 100 members, go ahead and start throwing the fuel on the fire, so to speak, by doing giveaways such as AirPods and cash and gift cards and things like that, to entice and encourage members to invite their own friends and ask for things, kind of dangle the carrot. And once you get a good little engaged group within the Facebook group system, and you see Jason do it quite a bit, is that he'll go in there and welcome all of the new members, which is a wonderful way to encourage them to introduce themselves and share what they do, and it kind of breaks the ice. So we use that in effective ways, such as you can see here, let's welcome our 77 new members to CSBN, and I've added an emoji, and I've made the numbers bold, and then I kind of mentioned what we do briefly, and then I have some emojis there in that next section stating, hey, tell us what you do. And then really one of the most important parts of this when you're kind of doing this function is to mention PS. People always like to look at the PS part of a letter, or in this case, this post. While you're at it, consider becoming a member with us on our website. Free plans and premium plans to meet your needs. And then I've listed our website, and as you see below, those new members have been tagged, so their name turns the color blue, so they will receive a notification on Facebook. So it's just their eyes are going to see the post. Will all of 77 see that and take action and create a listing? No, but there will be a handful that will, and it really is just great high quality traffic to direct back into the directory to get them to sign up for something free, and you can follow up later.
Yeah, and also your seasoned and established members will welcome them as well in the comments, and keep the conversation going as well.
Exactly. And one kind of a bonus tip on this real quick is to have a graphic made where it has the URL, maybe it has some people networking and some stock images, so that you can attach an image to the post, so they kind of get that one snapshot view of everything that you do in one image graphic that's attached to the post. So kind of, if they're visual learners, they're going to see the graphic, and it's going to make more sense than having to read all that stuff there.
Great tip there.
Yep. And tip number three is to effectively utilize your membership approval questions to capture contact information of new Facebook group members. So when you start your own Facebook group, you have the ability to go in there and create new member questions, so that when they join your Facebook group community, they're presented right off the bat with, hey, are you local to the area? Do you own a business? Tell us about yourself. One question that's really great, and you can use it in a strategical way, is to consider giving something to them free of value with no strings attached, except will collect their email. In this case, we say, would you like a copy of our e-guide, the 6 must-have apps that every Chattanooga business owner needs? Share a good email below. As you can see there, I use the word good because you really want to kind of drive home that they do share a quality email that they use, and they're not just spamming, they're just throwing something in there. So use the word good, and they will, a lot of times, a lot of people won't take you up on that, but a lot of people will, and it's a great way to capture those leads and connections. And this here is just I made this, I think it was Canva or Beacon, and you could have this little guide made in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it looks good, and they get it. I send it to them, and they love it, and I capture their email, and I can follow up.
Right. All these are for people in the awareness and discovery phase. They're just experiencing your brand and what you have to offer. So these little breadcrumbs establish, again, that trust and credibility. So eventually we can convert them to a paid subscriber or member down the line after we've established some trust with some of these freebies and these touch points and interactions. So very good job with this.
Appreciate it. And just to follow up with that too, if you don't have an e-guide, there may be something else. Maybe you offer a free course, a mini course, or you offer a video training, or some sort of blog or something that you already have. More than likely, if you're watching this video, you have content or you thought about it. You just leverage that content, fancy it up, and then you can use that as a great, again, kind of a lead magnet right off the bat. So there's not a lot of work involved with doing that. So tip number 4 is, once your group kind of gets on its own 2 feet and you start getting members interacting with one another, and again, you may only need 50 members to do this or 100. One thing that we've seen, this is kind of a new update for us, is that we've done, it sounds extremely simplistic, but it's unbelievable how powerful this, and it's made us a lot of money and we've made a lot of connections, is that we've created a Facebook post that just simply states, promote your business in this thread. As you can see there, it's straight to the point. There's an emoji with kind of a high five, and then we've used that colorful backdrop that Facebook you can pick from the backdrops. So it catches the eye, it's straight to the point. Within our group, we don't allow people to promote directly to the main wall because it can get very spammy. So we periodically allow them to go ahead and start promoting their business inside of that comment field of that post. And again, as the bullet points state here, it gives members a chance to promote themselves. They love to talk about themselves. It creates an opportunity to mention your website URL, your Brilliant Directory, in the comments. So if you look here in the lower right-hand corner, it says there's 18,700 people reach, and there was over 1,100 comments. So if you think about it from leads and access and networking, that's a lot of businesses and that's a lot of people in the area. And what happens is, after that post kind of gets popular after 3 or 4 days, I'll just kind of pop in there and make a comment randomly, and I'll just say, hey guys, thank you so much for introducing yourself. I appreciate your being here. P.S. Consider take this, sign up your business on our website. It takes seconds. There's a free plan. There's also premium plans. So what's going to happen is, when you add that comment to the bottom of all of that 1,100 posts, all of those members are going to see that as a notification. So it's a great way to kind of entice them to join, and it kind of bumps the post as well. And if you have a sales team, or you have a spouse, or you have children that are maybe high school or college years that want to make some extra cash, you could, or yourself, scrape those contacts from that post, put them into an Excel spreadsheet, or just make a note on Facebook and then reach out to those people individually through Messenger over the course of 3 or 4 days and say, hey, I just want to say thank you so much for being in the post. Love to learn more about your business. Let's set up a time for a quick coffee if you would like. And bring a coffee mug, or bring them something nice, right? A hoodie or whatever, right? And really treat them like gold. And then you can go from there and kind of promote your directory, and it's more of an organic. It's not cold at that point. It's not a cold call. It's not a cold touch. They know who you are, and they're happy to talk because they want to talk about their business. So it's a natural progression.
I love it. It's just a way to, and I love all the tips so far, even up till number 4 here. We're finding ways to immerse people in our business, in our website. So really love this tip number 4 as well. Also, it doesn't have to be to promote your business. You can ask another type of question. I know you're big on asking questions, right? Do you ever use the survey tool, Cory?
The poll?
Yeah, the polling tool.
Yep. Yeah, we use the polling. We loved, and with polls work really well, by the way, with the overly fun, simplistic questions like, are you a PC guy, or a PC person, or a Mac person, or Coke versus Pepsi, things like that. It sounds super generic and simple, but man, it really is great at keeping the engagement there centric to your group. Keeps them, all their eyes on your feed.
Love that. Yeah, and it's a fun place to hang out then online. People are spending most of their time online, so the group becomes not just for business, but a little bit of pleasure too, with those fun and cheeky types of posts.
Right. And one last bonus tip on that. What you can do, we've been toying with doing this, is reaching out to some of our premium subscribers to sponsor these specific posts, but stating something like, Joey's Tire Shop is sponsoring today's business or today's post, promote your business below, right? So we can take this screenshot to Joey, who owns this tire company, and say, hey, Joe, listen, man, we'll be able to get your name out in front of 20,000 people. And you can sell him on a sponsorship opportunity, and you can reach out to members of your directory as leads. Hey, we're about to do one of these tomorrow. Would you be interested? And we can mention your name and your logo. In exchange, you pay for us, pay through PayPal or whatever. Anyway, it's just kind of a bonus tip, but we're about to start doing that. This is a great way to add additional revenue, and it's very simple to do. Tip number 5, it's really important to encourage your Facebook group members to visit your website, and obviously to get them off of Facebook and over to your Brilliant directory, it makes sense to offer them a freebie. And freebies can be in the form of an eBook, a guide, a checklist, a video, a free mini training, or maybe a consultation call with you, a 30-minute consultation call, and having a private call through Facebook Messenger, right? So those are freebies. And this example here on the screen is that we created the Chattanooga's Hidden Gems e-guide. And what we did is made a poll in the Facebook group and say, hey, what are your absolute favorite hidden gems in the Chattanooga area that maybe people just don't know about? And I think we even put $20 behind the post to kind of promote it, or say we're going to give $20 to one person. So all of a sudden everybody wanted to mention what they love. And we had a virtual assistant go in there and take the answers and vet them in, check the businesses, and then we just had an online designer create an online guide with all of those local attractions. So it's not anything that you would probably find in a tourist guide or book. This is really low-key, underground, little hip spots, hiking trails, bars, clubs, restaurants, so forth. And we've created a graphic as well, as you can see there, and we've added that to the homepage. So it's a great way to drive traffic from the group to the homepage of your directory. So hey guys, have you downloaded our Hidden Gems guide yet? You go check it out. And here, go to csbnconnect.com, right? And that's our site. So they can click on there, and there it is. It's great.
And by having this, you're not only providing something to the consumers, the end users who are looking for businesses and places to go to, you're showing the places and the businesses that you're actively creating content that is to attract and pull consumers in. So you're balancing the marketplace with things like this, both for the businesses and things to drive the consumers, and they are working in tandem together. So this is fantastic.
And they love it too. The business is absolutely right. They absolutely love it. The business themselves love to be featured, because I quite honestly wouldn't even ask them to be in there. We'll just add them, and they suddenly see their name there in the front. Oh man, that's so cool. And of course the customers can go visit them and support local, and it's a kind of a win-win for everybody.
Right.
Plus we collect their email as well. When they click on that button there, it will prompt them. It takes them off page to, and this is something I'd like to talk to you guys. We can save this question for later, but incorporating a way to kind of collect the email real time on the page. Right now we're sending them off page to another website, and we collect their emails to download the list so we can send it to them and build a list around it. But anyway, so yeah, moving forward, that's we really love this, and it's worked very well for us to get engagement up.
Phenomenal.
And kind of a bonus, as I promised 5 tips, I'm actually going to throw 6 at you. This is bonus tip number 6 is I actually got inspiration from you, Jason, and your team. I think this is on the homepage of the when you log into your admin panel. You have a graphic there, and we've kind of got inspiration from there. And we created a graphic. This is actually an outdated graphic. I need to get a new one. We've doubled our numbers since then. We're now at 31,000, not 15. This graphic or banner is a great way to, it's a clickable link that I've added to the homepage so that people can click on it. So what happens a lot of times, we get a lot of traffic to the Brilliant Directory that's not from the Facebook group, whether it's through paid ads or SEO or so forth. It's new customers that may not be aware of your Facebook group. By clicking on that banner button, it will immediately open up a new tab where they can go in and click join, and then join your Facebook group for free.
Yeah, we have something very similar to that on the Brilliant Directory site. If I'm just gonna scroll down to the footer area here, and we have 2 banners in our footer. One is for our Facebook group, and yeah, it does take you directly to where you could join the BD Facebook group. And one is for these webinars. We have a free training workshops on Wednesdays, which is what we're in right now. And we don't get a ton, but we get a small handful of people who find these at the bottom of our website, along with the other promoting and marketing we do for these 2 parts of connecting with BD. So yeah, definitely a banner here in the footer or anywhere on the sidebar of your site that brings people more into different ecosystems and channels that you have to participate in for people.
Right. And one more last tip on this is that you can create a Facebook pixel, which will help retarget people who visited your page and clicked on that specific button. And those same individuals will be retargeted when they leave your Brilliant Directory and they go back on Facebook. They're going to see an ad presenting the group. And so there's some, advanced strategies there that can help with that, which you're talking about there, Jason, as well.
That is a great suggestion. We should actually do a webinar just on that topic. I think it's inexpensive marketing when it's remarketing, but I'm just going to do how to remarket visitors specifically with Facebook. I know you can do Google remarketing and things like that, but linking people back to your Facebook group and remarketing will probably have a higher conversion rate than any other action that you would do with remarketing.
Right, and you can do it on your join page, so you can retarget. You can target people who have clicked on the premium page to sign up but didn't convert and they bounced off the page. You can target those people back out on Facebook to say, hey, don't forget, and maybe offer an exclusive deal off the top, later on, right? And they're like, don't forget, click here for 20% off, that kind of thing.
Right. All right. Well, these are phenomenal tips. I have a couple questions for you, Cory. At what point do you currently have staff, or are you doing this on yourself? Do you have a partner or or a team that helps you?
Yeah, I have a team of 3 people that work for me, and they're ladies that work for me. They're 1099, and they do a wonderful job. Yeah, they help us. They moderate the group and help oversee the Brilliant Directory. We anytime someone signs up for a premium subscription, we offer them a free 15-minute Brilliant Directory profile optimization call that's part of that, and we answer any questions they have and help add their logo and fill out their URLs and things like that.
That's awesome. And did you start with those 3 team members, or was it you on your own, and as you grew you needed assistance?
Yeah, for the first period, I don't know how long it was, 6 months or so, I was able to do it on my own. And then as we started getting, I wanted to get out of the business and more into running or growing and scaling it and not tagging and moderating and running the directory all day. So I brought in a couple of paid moderators. I paid them an hourly rate to oversee both Facebook groups and connect and network. But that came later on. And it's been wonderful because it frees me up to not have to deal as much with the group and the directory, and I can go focus on scaling.
Okay, good. That's good. That's good to know. That was my question: is what do you do now that those tasks are delegated and you focus on scaling and marketing as a whole, right? In general.
Scaling into other cities. The idea is to launch a Brilliant Directory software in the 20 to 40 other markets in the United States, and if they all did $2,000 per group per month in revenue, you'd have $1 million business. So
right.
CSBN, we did in January, we did 36 grand in sales, and then we have also 6-figure business with the Huntsville group as well collectively.
And then that's fantastic. And one more question for you. So you had an idea for this. You purchased your BD license or website. So that was an expense for the business, is signing up to the BD website. What did you start investing in next? Was it in marketing? Was it in customizations on your website? What was the first thing you started investing in after you set up your BD website, your initial BD website?
Right. So we've toyed around different ways with what's worked. So initially, we would get the groups up to 1,000 members and then purchase the Brilliant Directory software. Of course, we always get the VIP. It's a no-brainer because it includes the SSL certificate. So we get those. But lately, we've been toying around with getting the directory up first, purchasing the directory, launching the Facebook group, and then immediately we have a system in place to getting and promoting the group in other competing groups in that city by sharing that banner that I showed you earlier, promoting that in other groups, saying, hey, I hope it's okay to post here. I'd love to promote our group. And we're able to get a couple hundred members pretty quickly and then start doing giveaways and marketing. We haven't really done any official, we have billboards around town right now that we have kind of a barter arrangement with our local billboard company. We give them a membership to the directory. In exchange, we get a incredibly good deal on billboards. But we really haven't done a lot of marketing. We've seen some great results from hiring bloggers to add to the Brilliant Directories to help with SEO purposes and stuff like that. I think the biggest thing is getting your base following in your community, and then really attacking with some good quality giveaways that everybody wants, such as Apple AirPod Pros, cash, gift cards, money. Take a selfie holding 500 bucks cash and say, I'm going to give this away Friday. Now, I know when you're first getting started, you may not have the budget for that, and that's okay. There are alternative ways to little smaller things to really get people fired up. Giveaways really work.
So how do people what are these giveaways? Like, what are people exchanging to participate in the giveaways?
So what we've learned with giveaways is the more we ask of them, the bigger the giveaway. So for example, if we're asking lately to get our ask for vendor recommendation requests up or to drive traffic to the directory, it needs to be worth their time, right? So we'll give away a $300 iPad, and we'll state, hey, we're going to give away this iPad. It's a $300 purchase. We're giving it away Friday. All you have to do is ask for a vendor recommendation to our main Facebook group wall, and then that will automatically enter you in. But however, when you're first getting your group started, it's very important to start with a good group of members. So if you have a budget, I know it's tough. In this training, in this next slide here, I actually have a course. I teach all this stuff. We have a lot of members in the Brilliant Directory community have signed up, done very well all over the world. It's an online video training academy which teaches you steps A through Z, how to do all this stuff. And one of the video training modules is that there's a $59 GoPro knockoff camera that, by the way, is wonderful. I mean, I've had a GoPro, and this one's even better. It's a 59 bucks. And you can say, hey, we're going to give away this camera. It's a GoPro style camera. Invite all of your friends, or invite 20 friends to the group, or 30 friends or whatever. And then you're going to get a lot of people engaging, inviting friends, and you're going to be able to scale it off for 60 bucks.
And follow-up question are these strategies just for like local city or regional communities, or would they work in other markets that are just industry specific and the regions don't matter?
Man, they work nationwide. I've got several students in the program who they've used this exact strategy. One's a dog. It's like a dog training. We've got one that does yoga tips, and it works wonderfully because you can design it globally or nationally instead of local city. It's of course a different strategy, but I do teach that. In addition, we do have a private Facebook group just for this training. You can join with hours of additional content, and people really love that too.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's an important question. So I guess just finding the strategies work, you just have to tweak it a little bit based on the markets you're going after. So FB Group Accelerator, Facebook Group Accelerator.com. Highly recommend if you guys are interested in leveraging Facebook marketing to take a peek and look at that. If you want to stay unmuted, we can maybe take some questions. Maybe people, let's see, Patrick's got his hand up here. How you doing? Where are you calling in from?
Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Oh, hey, Patrick. Oh, all right. And yeah, welcome to the webinar.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Jason. And Cory, great presentation. A quick question for you. I'm going to be launching soon, but I don't have a free plan. So how important is a free plan to your site and to your process that you just outlined?
When you're saying free plan, do you mean free plan on the directory, a free subscription?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've always battled with that, and initially we had it turned off for various reasons, but we've turned it back on because I look at it as not only do they gain access to your free Facebook group community, they also get a free business listing. No strings attached. We don't run ads on the page or anything like that. So it's just a wonderful way for small businesses to get their foot in the door with you. And as you know, when they sign up, Brilliant Directories does a wonderful job of collecting that data. So it's structured in such a way where you have their phone number, their email, all that information. So it's a great kind of I wouldn't even say it's a cold prospect. They have taken the time out of their busy day to register on your site. So that gives you an opportunity or a chance to just say, hey, and call them up. Hey, I noticed you joined my site. Just wanted to follow up, introduce, and answer any questions you might have. So, and you can also email them in your newsletter as well, there's a separate conversation there altogether, but that's powerful.
Okay, so you're not getting bombarded with spam?
It's one of those things, we just, I know Jason talked about it, we do, but we have just a daily routine where we go in and delete those. We also block their IP to help with that. It's kind of the nature of the animal. I'd love to hear Jason's thoughts on that. I know that's that's a popular question, but it's just I try not to overthink it. We go in there and delete them and go about our day, and it's just the value of getting free local subscribers that we can call and follow up with. To me, is more important than worrying about spammers or something. We'll just delete those guys.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you, Patrick, for your question there. All right, we got another hand up here. I'll take a couple more questions. Sarah's got her hand up.
Hello.
There we go. Hey, Sarah, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Thank you, Cory. Thank you, Jason, for everything that you've done today. It's been amazing. I have a question. I have already launched my BD site. I have started a page on Facebook and a community page, and have followed what Cory has said in just adding everybody and anybody. So I have just over about 100 people there, and just started doing that. Like, thanks for coming along. Tell us a bit about yourself. I started that, but I just get crickets. I get no response whatsoever. And I'm just curious, like, is it a friend of mine in a different industry who is now very successful online said that initially she was, nearly faking a lot of the comments, using friends to ask them to, put comments on there or ask questions or introduce themselves. But I feel like that's not the right thing, and I don't want to end up being found out with something like that. I don't feel like that's right. But how do I actually get that momentum going where people feel comfortable enough to start to talk?
Sure, and that's a great question, and one that's quite possibly the most important question you need to figure out. And that's one that I've spent countless hours at the whiteboard, engineering and breaking that down. So, as with anything, they come to Facebook. Members come into your group to enjoy themselves. They've worked all day, they're tired, they want to join the group, and they want to take part in an active, fun, non-salesy thing. So when they join your group, it's super important that your content that you're delivering every single day is stuff that you yourself, when you were to read, see, that you would laugh really loud or you'd find informative, that it's content that you believe in and that you love, that you're sharing, so that when they see it, they're going to just like engage with that. Like Jason brought up earlier, polls and surveys and things of that nature, where it's not salesy whatsoever, you're not mentioning your directory, has worked very well, along with book recommendations are a great one. You can give away a book. Giveaways are wonderful. Hey, we're going to give away $20 caption contest, right? Comment below your the stupidest mistake you did when you started your business, comment below, right? And then we'll give away $20 to a random person. So sometimes you have to pay for it initially to get people in the habit, because what happens is they start seeing that, man, there's a lot, all these people are really engaging. Maybe I should be in here too. And it's like proof of the scarcity kind of a thing. So yeah.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you very much. That was good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, I also have a tip for Sarah. Sometimes we'll post something in the BD Facebook group and there really isn't too much engagement, not too many comments and things like that. And then sometimes we'll post something and, it gets a ton of comments. There's a lot of excitement behind it. So if you get crickets and you don't get responses, don't think that no one's not listening. They're just not ready to respond or engage yet. So I wouldn't get discouraged if you have posts with low engagement. It just means you have to find different things that get people to actually type and click rather than just read what you've posted.
Exactly. And to add to that, we really take part in what time you're sharing the content. Normal business hours, 8 to 5, people are in a work mindset. They're busy, they're out doing their thing. So they may not engage with your funny content. You may want to save your funny content, your puzzles, your memes, all that stuff for later in the evening when they're sitting on the couch watching TV. They pull up their phone and there's this meme you've shared that's hilarious. That's going to make more sense for them to engage at 9 o'clock at night versus at 10 in the morning when they're driving to work or whatever. So just be careful with when you post. That plays a big part.
Good tip there. We got a good friend, Colette. How are you, Colette?
Hi, Jason. Good. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for joining us.
Great. I always enjoy listening to you, Cory. It makes me want to motivate myself to actually get my Facebook going properly. But just in answer to the question that the lady asked about engagement, what works well with me is asking general questions about the community, like what is your favorite restaurant in this area? That sort of stuff gets quite a bit of engagement. So she might want to try something along those lines.
All right, thank you, Colette. All right, I don't see any other hands up. I think that's a good place to pause there. If we didn't get to your questions, please join us in the Facebook group. Cory, I just want to say thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to mention about the FB Group Accelerator, Facebook Group Accelerator.com here?
No, we do have a freebie on the sales page. Once you go to that website and click, kind of go to the very end there, at the very top, there's a button for the must-have apps every Facebook group administrator needs. It's freebie, but I'd love to have you in the program. And thank you, Jason, for having me on today. I really appreciate it.
Likewise, very informative. Thank you for sharing some of the inner workings of your communities. And I also do recommend subscribing to our YouTube channel. And again, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It's been a wonderful webinar, guys. Really appreciate you guys joining. And thank you to Cory as well. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, we love you guys so much. The next webinar will be in 2 weeks. We will see you there. So have a great day and a brilliant week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.